Hey guys, Chris Rivers here with Culture Bus. We're on day 13 of the Increase Your Productivity series. I hope you're having a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun making this. I know that this is going to be helpful for so many people who just don't even know all the things that they're able to do in Google. And so let's jump in. We've talked a little bit about an overview of Drive. What I want to talk today about is documents. Okay, so earlier in our last video, we talked about Google Documents, creating a document, using a blank document, or creating one from a template. Now, what I've done is I've created a template today for you. It's in my productivity folder, and it's called Brand Style Guide. And so this is really, really important, guys, I think, for you to have. If you work for a company, if you work for a church, whatever the case may be, if you can make a style guide that you can use as your template going forward and then get that in front of your people, it will be so helpful. I'm going to give you the link to this one under the video on YouTube or on the website, however we decide to do this. But this is a basic style guideline. The header and up here, the different buttons and fonts and all these different things are pretty self-explanatory. They're pretty much like a Word document. What I'm going to go over is the purpose of this and then sharing it with people. So right now, if you were to look at this document, and I'm going to open a new incognito. Now, why am I going to do that? I'm going to click on these three little circles and click new incognito, and I'm going to paste this document in here. What that will do is it'll allow me to see resources, links, documents, slides, any other things that I have made, and be able to do it without being signed into Google. It's incognito. Okay, so I often will open up incognito just to see and make sure that volunteers can see something, that I've made sure it's accessible, and so forth. So right now, this is a view-only document. If you click File, you can download it as a Word document. You could download it as a PDF document. And I've given you access to be able to do that. The way that I've done that is I'm going to go up here to share, and you're going to have this opportunity to be able to share documents with people. So in your network, it might look different, but you'll just want to click on advanced, and you'll notice that there's your link, and you can use that to send to people. I'm going to go over here to this public on the web. I'm going to click change, and you can see there's a couple options here. I can give public on the web. Anyone with the link can have this, or just to specific people. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so that anybody on the web can see this. I'm going to give them only view rights. I'm going to click save, and then I'm going to prevent editors from changing access and adding new people, and I'm going to disable options to download, print, and copy for commenters and viewers. Okay, I'll hit save, and what that will do to my incognito that I had opened here a minute ago, let's open this thing back up. I'm going to click Command R and refresh it. So now you can see that all of those gray, you can't download it now. Okay, so you can limit options. So like if this is I'll give you an example of what this looks like. For Grace Church, one of our campuses, our Anderson campus, this is a central hub document. It's a Google Doc. It's a central hub for our Connect team. We have 9 campuses, about to have 10. And so this is for our Anderson campus central hub. And on this page has the responsibilities, the schedules, the process for every single person on our Connect team at our Anderson campus. So if I was to click on this responsibilities, all of our volunteers have access to this. If they were to click on it, they don't have to have a Google account to do that. They just have access to a specific link. This shows them the setup team responsibilities, and they don't have access to change it, if that makes sense. So we're creating kind of some of the same ideas here. I can do it because I'm logged into my Grace Church account, and I'm logged into my, let's see, this is my Grace. If I click my name here, come on, it might not do anything, but so yeah, so you can see like this is my Chris Rivers at Grace, so I could have access. If I copied this link, so let me just get rid of this, and I come over here to our incognito and paste this bad boy in here, it'll look just like the one that I did with the brand style guide. You wouldn't be able to change it. So you can just look at it, and you don't have to sign in to see it. So this is really helpful if you're wanting to give people access to things like this. And so I'm going to go ahead and click out of this. I'll click out of the brand style. Well, I'll click out of it here, but let's still continue to talk about this brand style guide. This is important to have because you can use this when you're doing any sort of work. So I've got this in my productivity folder. If I was going to go make a new Google document, instead of going here to new and click on Google document, I'm just going to go over here and click on file, make a copy, and that will ask me where I want to put it. So this is where you're going to want to create folders. I have a 30-day folder, but if I wanted to create, like, let's say I was doing a project like, I'm just going to call it Rachel's my wife, Rachel project. And I had a purpose for putting this in here. I'm going to call this the Rachel date night. Oh man, I love to go on date nights with my wife. I don't know about you, but I love doing that with my wife. So I'm going to go make sure this is in the Rachel project. I'm going to hit select and hit OK. And so now what happens is all of my fonts, all of my headers, all of the color hex codes that are saved here. And so I can rename this. We're going to call this date night. I can get rid of this because I'm not really going to use this section. And then if I need to change any of the headers, dates for Rach. Oh, I like that. Dates for Rach. And then I'm just going to go ahead and delete this. I will take out this body, but it gives you an understanding of like where things should be. So if you have someone on your communications team that has something like this, just have them convert it into a Google Doc. These are the dates that I want to have with you. And so one of the things that you can do to communicate with people is you can hover over, click on the add comment. I'm going to add Rachel. Abe Lincoln's getting fresh with Rachel here. Rachel Rivers at gmail.com. And that could assign her, could you check this out? I can assign this to her and hit assign, and she's going to get an email from Abe Lincoln telling her to come to this document. So this is one of the ways that you can do a lot of different things in Google Documents. I haven't really got into, there's so much more that I could talk about. So if you have questions about this, I might make another video here in a minute to take this to the next level or show you some other things that I've done with other accounts. But hopefully this lets you see the power of Google Drive. So as a first step, get you a brand style guide. Work with your team to create something that you can use that is a uniformity tool going forward. Create a folder, like begin to work in folders, whether you make them here or whether you make them in your Google Drive, whether you try to save them up here. This is another spot that you can save them. Get organized and keep them up to date, because when you go back into your Google Drive and let's say you hit Command R, refresh, I'm refreshing my page, you'll see right over here, here's my date night document that has just been recently worked on. And so you'll be able to see all of these things that you're currently building. So let me know if you have any questions. I know that's a lot of information, but Google Docs are pretty powerful. Okay. You can also, last thing I'll share is I'm not going to do this because she'll be like, who in the heck is Abraham Lincoln? Another thing that you can do is you can share things here. So if you wanted to, let's just do Chris Rivers because he's somebody you could talk to. Hey man, check this out, whatever. You can also give Chris advance, like I want him to be notified, but I want to send a copy to myself. And I want to prevent him from sharing this with anybody else. I could do that as well. Okay. Hit save changes. He's going to get an email and then we can start working in this document together. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay. Increase your productivity today. You got it.